I want to talk to you about your childhood.
Yes.
What was it like in your house growing up?
So my parents, they immigrated to America and got their citizenship. And my dad, he had his own business. And my mother, she was a teacher. My mother and father had 5 kids. So I wasn't raised with money. I wasn't raised with, we played with sticks outside. We didn't have phones, so we were like 16, 17. Growing up, my dad was extremely abusive. Like a vivid memory I have as a kid is like hearing my dad like beating the shit out of my mom in the room. And I remember like finally, like I think someone got the door open, and I just remember seeing my mom's face, like her glasses were broken, and then I just see him snatch her head back and slam the door. Like that was my childhood. Can I have a tissue? Needless to say, like I did have a fun childhood though. I think me and my siblings were extremely close in the midst of the chaos. Like we were very, very close. We'd go in the creek and we'd play in the creek. Like we would do all these things as kids.
Even like, I'm sorry, but I'm sure there's so many people watching this right now. Like even in like writing this interview, like I had no fucking idea about anything about you, because there's not anything really on the internet about your life
put it on the show
as much.
either?
No, that you didn't talk about any of this on the show.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
there's so much that isn't shown.
Wow.
It's actually crazy. There's a lot about me that I've expressed on the show, and like why I act the way I do in situations. Like I feel like everything stems from your childhood and like past traumas. When my parents separated, I was in like the 4th grade, I believe. And my mom, I remember when my dad was at work, we packed up everything and we left. And my mom, we lived in like this 2-bed, 1-bath apartment that was like, I think it's like $600 rent, I'm pretty sure. No washer and dryer. We would go to the laundromat. Like me and all my sisters were in a room. My brother was in his own room. My mom slept on the couch. It wasn't even a couch. It was those out there like futon things.
Yeah.
When I met Allison, I was the single guy with 2 18-pound cats. And
what?
I know. As you can imagine, we called them the Panthers. As you can imagine, that kind of weeds out the dating pool a bit. Not a lot of girls are down with that.
2 18-pound cats.
Yeah.
What, when, how, why?
You know, a lot of people are like, did you overfeed them? Were they fat? No, they were big, proportionate cats. They just had big heads and their bodies followed suit.
Okay, and did you think about your dating life when you got the cats?
No, the cats came first.
Okay.
And they were going to decide who I should be with.
Perfect. And Allison loved them, so you were fine.
Yes, and what ended up happening was we had been dating for a few months, and I was spending most nights at her place, and the cats were feeling neglected. And so at one point, I said to her, I was like, hey, I'm not asking to move in, but is it cool if my cats move into your place? Because we're over here all the time. So we moved my cats in technically before I moved in.
Do you have a relationship with your father? Do you speak to him?
I haven't talked to my dad in 8 years. Yeah, I stopped talking to him when I was 16. There's a really valid reason as to why I'm not speaking to him. There was a lot of times where I was alone with my dad, and there's things that like my family doesn't believe me about. There's a lot of things that happen. I don't want to go like too much into detail. Yeah. There was a point where I got really scared, and I remember calling my mom and just telling like, please pick me up, like, please pick me up. And she was like, what's wrong? Like, I can't, I have to get you tomorrow. Like she was working like 3 or 4 jobs. She's like, I can't. I was like, I was crying. I was like, please pick me up. I would lock myself in the bathroom. I like tiptoed out when she was there. Like, I was like, please get out, like, get me out of here. And to this day, like, I don't think anyone in my family believes anything that I say about that.
Why?
I have no idea. Maybe it's hard to believe. I just accepted that I know what was going on. So I never really had a father figure growing up in that way.
I want to hear a little bit more about why you guys decided to start, because there has to be a moment, right, where you guys were like, okay, should we do something together? How you guys talked about that and like boundaries.
We're apart from each other so often because of work, and I'm sure it was just like, hey, this is a way for us to be together, and that's valid. But then we quickly realized like we really enjoy doing this. I genuinely think she's one of the most talented actresses out there, and so when I'm working with her, she makes my job very easy just in a creative sense, especially in the 2 circumstances where I directed her. It was so amazing just to have her there with me at the end of the day, where as a director, you know, you're going through so much and it's so easy to get in your head, and it's easy to spin out and be like, oh my god, this is terrible, like what are we doing? And she was there just to calm me down and be like, everything's going great. And that was invaluable. And like, I don't want to direct anything that she's not in. We're so in sync in so many ways that like most of the time, if I was coming to give her a note, as I'm walking towards her, she goes, I know, I got it, go back. And then I would go back behind the monitors and she would do exactly what I was thinking. God, there were some crazy days on this new movie where we are literally attached to each other with prosthetics for the entire day. So we are taking each other to the bathroom. I remember there was a moment where she's going to the bathroom, I'm standing over her, literally attached to her, and we said out loud, we could not have done this with anyone else. And during that day, when we're attached, I was tied to a chair and she is straddling me for 12 hours. Because there's so much comfortability there, there's so much love there, we could also be kind of surpass politeness with each other and knowing it's not mean, where I could be like, babe, you're fucking killing my legs.
What was school like for you during all of this?
I always got bullied. I think I always was just like unapologetically myself, and that didn't resonate with a lot of people. When I was in middle school, there was a point where like I wanted to take my own life. I did not want to live anymore. I would never eat anything. I was bulimic. Like I would literally chew food and then spit it into a trash can just to taste it. These girls would push me into lockers, throw food on me. Kids would harass me in school. They would, I remember this one kid who was on the football team, he would grab my ass. He would like pin me against the wall in middle school. People would make racial comments about me, call me a terrorist. This stuff happened to me my childhood.
So you end up dropping out of college and you go to do a horror movie that never made it to theaters.
Okay, so I got a month away from graduating and I got my first lead role in a project, and I was telling my teachers like, please let me finish from online. Somehow let me do this from afar. It's only a month left. And they were like, no, you have to be here. So I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go do this movie. So I drop out. I go to Winnipeg, Canada. So we were there in the dead of winter, staying on what they considered the windiest corner in all of Canada. Very brutal conditions. It was this very physically demanding shoot. So I got very hurt on this one as well. I dislocated my shoulder. I lost my voice a couple times from screaming so much, but I was having the time of my life. I'm like, I'm doing the work. I'm really doing this thing I want to do. So there was 2 weeks to go in the movie, and I remember I had the day off, and the main girl, she knocks on my door, and I'm like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be on set. And she's like, shit's going down. So we find out that they hadn't been paying the crew for weeks. We find out they have no money left. So we all go home. We're waiting for the call for them to be like, we've spent millions of dollars. Let's come back and finish these final 2 weeks. We never go back. So I was devastated. I dropped out of school for this. I dislocated my shoulder for this. This was my first lead role. In hindsight, probably best that it fell apart. It was a B horror movie called Bad Meat. And the tagline was, it's the meat, it's bad. So what I found out recently, they actually brought in an entirely new cast to fill in the scenes that we didn't shoot, and they put together this like weird, jigsaw puzzle of a movie. And just last week, me and my friends watched it for the first time, and the worst part about it, I mean, it's terrible, but the worst part, I was the lead of this movie. They still cut out half of my scenes. That's how bad I was in Bad Meat.
Can you explain to me this pillow fight situation?
I had a nose job a few months ago, 4 months ago. He threw this pillow. Mind you, it might have not been on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose. But even I kept saying, I was like, bro, you picked the hardest pillow and threw it at my face.
Men who think it's like fine and funny to like roughhouse with women is so beyond inappropriate to me. And watching him in that moment, I think a lot of people clocked it too, of like, oh, I don't like this shit.
You saw the way you threw that shit? You're 6'8". Your hands are the size of my face, and you chuck a pillow at my face? And I'm sitting here and they're like, she's so dramatic. It's like she got shot. Get the fuck out of my face. That shit hurts so bad.
Did he apologize?
He goes, sorry. Cuddles his pillow.
So the game is called Confess or Text.
Okay.
I am going to ask you a juicy question, and you can either confess to the question or you're going to choose to send a text. Mm-hmm. If you decide to send a text, you're going to draw from two fish bowls. Jesus One, Christ. You're going to find out who you're texting. Okay. Two, you're going to find out what you're texting them. Hell. First question. What is the shortest amount of time you've ever lasted during sex?
Jesus Christ. I'll answer this. Short. Let's say a few pumps.
What is your body count?
Jesus Christ. I'll take a text.
What does it say?
It says your coworker.
Okay, so you're going to text one of your coworkers. Okay. Now take that out.
I really need an alibi. Can you send me a text about how fun last night was? Oh, okay. I'm going to do Isla Fisher. We'll wait to see if she responds. Oh.
What?
Isla, 2 messages. He goes, love seeing you last night, Dave. Thanks for making the effort. It was so nice to see you. Double downing. That's my girl.
Who is the worst person you've ever had to work with in Hollywood?
Jesus Christ. All right, we're pulling. Your best friend. I just got my STD results back.
Who's your best friend?
Oh, Christmas Plus.
All right, Chris. What is the wildest place you've ever had sex?
Something may have happened at one point on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
What is the weirdest, most niche porn that you've ever searched?
Fucking hell. Taking one from the bowl. Your partner. Do you still have that sexy nun costume? That's not bad. And we did a nun movie together. Can I borrow your tripod sex tape? We used the tripod yesterday.
I think you text your agent, the tripod one, Jesus. And I think you text your wife.
How are you like adding to this? Okay, I'll do it to my agent. I'll do it. Can I borrow your tripod, parentheses, sex tape? Wife is getting... I'm going to say, maybe we try to make it really real and be like, call her daddy. Went fucking great. It kind of inspired me to try something new, maybe. Do we still have that duck costume from Halloween? TJ Bernardi, my agent. So random. He ha-has it and then says, LFG, let's fucking go. Oh, text from my best friend, Chris. So I said, I just got my STD results back, ... He says, you herped up? Oh, Allison just texted. Holy shit.
No.
Call her daddy went fucking great. Kind of inspired me to try something new, maybe. Do we still have that duck costume from Halloween? First text. What? And then she follows it up with, in a very earnest way, I don't think we have that duck costume still, but I'm sure we could order one, ... I fucking love my wife.